My name's Jennifer Sertl, and I'm the Community Director of the MARL Startup Studio. And MARL Startup Studio is designed to help students and first-time founders of all ages really take their idea that they might have and help create a structure so that they can turn it into a business model and then participate in all of the wonderful seed funds and programs that we have here in the Rochester area. So I'm very excited to do that. I also, I want to acknowledge that this program is being brought by the MARL Accelerator, and I have my team members here. I'd love them to stand up. I have Prakash Gazami and Amir Khan are here. And Louise Harana is also, she's a Simon School graduate that is actually in California still, but she was very much a part of this program, and I wish that she could be here, and I look forward to you meeting her in future programs. And I just want to say how amazing it is to look out here. I see founders, I see students, I see community leaders, and I see friends. And I really think that the more that we can cross-pollinate people of all ages in conversations about Rochester thriving, I think it's great. And so to see such a great, diverse community here is fantastic. And again, I want to thank all of the people that helped put this together. Of course, the MARL Startup Studio, MARL Accelerator, Upstate Venture Connect. We have some representation here. NextCore, University of Rochester, Greater Rochester, the Sibley Building, and RDDC. And again, we're just so thankful to have such a cross-pollination of programming and people and programs here. I also am hopeful, some of you have come in after the fact, but before you leave today, please come and see me. We have actually, because we really want you to experience Mercantile in Maine and enjoy some of the food that's here, we actually have $20 for you to spend on a dinner here anytime between now and the end of the year. And we were able to commission an artist, a local artist named John Magnus Champlin, we said, we're building a bridge between the Frederick Douglass Susan B Bridge and the Golden Gate. What does that look like to you as an artist? And here's what he came up with. So we're very excited. So be sure that you get your dinner certificate before you leave today. I'm nervous, and I talk all the time. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
You're great.
Thank you. Great. No, you guys. All right. So, I'm so excited to have such great representation here. First, I want to share with you that we're lucky to have the Mayor, Malik Evans, here. He's the 71st Mayor of Rochester, and he's really committed to promoting a positive systemic and structural change by providing transparent and collaborative leadership. And I think what's amazing about him and his background is he came from banking, but he also has a background in civics. And if you think of the bridge that we're building about economic inclusion and deal flow, I can't imagine a better spokesperson about economic empowerment than Malik Evans. So Mayor Malik Evans, we would love to have you say a few words if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Malik Evans. Good to be here. Thank you for having me here. I'll be brief. Just let me say that these type of events I love because my background was in banking, and my job was always to try to see how I could get deals done. Government, you can do the same thing. It's a little bit more red tape, but you still can make the deals happen. So I'm glad to be here. When do I get my $20 certificate? After I talk or before?
Well, you get $40 because I said his name wrong.
Yeah.
So.
But no, it's good to be here. Good to be here with Senator Cooney, who I know you're going to hear from shortly. To talk about this. Just let me say that this is great because when oftentimes people have ideas, but they may not know how to get those ideas off the ground. So anytime we can create the spaces and places for people to be able to cross-pollinate, connect, have a conversation, great things happen. And Rochester has a history of that. We were known as the Big Three, Xerox, Bausch & Lomb, Kodak. That was when we were a company town, but now we're a town of companies because those big three companies, although they are not what they used to be, they still paid it forward and planted seeds for all these innovative companies that we still have. So I always tell people we're not like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. Those of you that have seen that movie know, where he talks about how it was back in the day. If the coach would have put me in the third quarter, we would have won the game. Kodak, Xerox, Bausch & Lomb, although they are not big what they used to be, They still help plant the seeds for the innovation that you see in Rochester, and that innovation continues. And all of you that are here can be part of that innovation. And I love that MARL are putting together folks that might help you get access to capital, technical expertise to be able to do that. And I always like telling the story of George Eastman. Now, you may not know, George Eastman wasn't exactly the most charismatic person. He wasn't exactly the type of guy that could interact with folks well. And George Eastman was, I like him because he was a banker. He was a clerk. He was he was a bank clerk. That was his job, but he didn't like it. So he wanted to come up with a different way to do photography, right? But he was also, like me, a mama's boy. And he lived at home with his mom, and he had to do that because his dad had died, so he had to take care of his mother. Now, obviously, they were short on cash. They didn't have a lot of money, so what did they do? They did what a lot of people do. They Airbnb. But back in the day, they would take in what they called boarders. And he would do his experiments in his mother's kitchen. And one of the boarders that he took in, who in here knows the boarder that George Eastman took in? Does anybody know? There's a big museum named after them down the street. Strong Museum. He took in a guy by the name of Henry Strong. Henry Strong came in. Henry Strong was very dynamic, great speaker, and he gave George Eastman $1,000 for his idea around business. He helped him. He gave him advice. He told him how to present, all those things, and the rest is history. And you know, at the height, Kodak had like 70,000 employees. And I always tell people when they say, oh, Kodak, you won't be watching any of the movies that are going to be coming out this weekend or that you watch had it not been for Eastman Kodak. So I tell that story to say that you never know what George Eastman is in this room. And I'm not saying that there's somebody in here that might not be good with people, but there might be a George Eastman in this room, and there might be a Henry Strong in this room. And I hope that organizations like MARL continue to put people together, because that is what life is all about. You don't know who you may meet. You might meet your next business partner or the next person who may finance your next business to help you take it to the next level. So I want to congratulate all of you for taking the step to being here. I hope that my friends from California, that they'll set up base here in Rochester. They told me they may come back, right? Right? We're glad that they are here and to offer this support. And I'm just so happy that MARL is doing this event, and I hope that you continue to do these things. So this is the cornerstone of our economic development of what we need in Rochester in order to take it to the next level. I love the fact that you are building, using one of my favorite lines. Is one of our lines. We'll talk about building a bridge to Rochester's future. Part of Rochester's future is venture technology, venture dollars, and the future, going to where the puck is going to be, as Wayne Gretzky said. So I want to thank you all for being here today. Wish you the best of luck in any of your future endeavors, and know that the city of Rochester stands with you as you seek to take your businesses or ideas to the next level. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. I also would like to invite up Senator Jeremy Cooney. And what I would like to share with you all is that Prakash and I had a meeting in the city in June talking about, wouldn't it be wonderful to celebrate La Bola, the restaurant opening up, and what can we do to actually have more people have some of the wonderful food that's here, and come, people come down for music, sometimes they come down for theater, but we really want people to come down and have meals, because meals together is really where you have conversations, and conversations create bridges as well. And so it is so exciting to have listened closely to Senator Jeremy Cooney and be able to say, can you come and see what we built based on an idea that we had in your office? Would you like to come up and say a few words?
Thank you, Jennifer. I'll be quick and just say thank you for coming inside on a 75-degree day in November on a Friday. You are committed folks, and we love you for it. Thank you so much to Mir and Prakash for your leadership, of course, at MARL. I've been hearing about MARL since before I was elected to the state Senate, about this idea of how do we bring what's happening on the West Coast to Rochester. We have the talent, we have the ideas, we have a culture of innovation, but often it's that bridge to venture that we need to work on. And having it here at Sibley on Main Street in the middle of our mayor's great city sends a message to the rest of the state that upstate New York is in play and that we welcome these opportunities to come to our state and to come to our region. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, we had a big announcement. The governor announced and Senator Schumer announced the Micron deal, right? $100 billion investment in Syracuse and the largest private investment in the history of New York State. It didn't happen in Midtown Manhattan. It happened in upstate New York. And so what we're looking to do is to put upstate back on the map when it comes to New York State, to make sure that people know when you want to create jobs and when you want a world-class education and you want to have collaborators and partners, Rochester is that place. The mayor is going to be an advocate, continues to be an advocate for Rochester. I'm going to be an advocate for us at the state level. And so I just wanted to say thank you to MARL for making this vision come true. I look forward to continued events. I look forward to the other celebrities that you bring from the West Coast to here. And I think this sends a message to Rochester, and I hope that each of you will leave here today and share with someone that you went to this event and that things are beginning to change when it comes to tech and to new opportunities and business growth in Rochester, New York. Thank you so much.
You know, on that, I think it's 150 years we're celebrating too for Susan B. Anthony and the wonderful work that she has done to help support women's right to vote. And I'm always thinking that the next step for women is to be on corporate boards and to also be female founders. So I just want to make sure that for the ladies in the room, we are building too, and we're also going to be building world-class businesses as well.